Good morning. A warm welcome to you visiting Unity on the Space Coast. And a happy Veterans Day to all the brave men and women who served our country and fought for our freedom. Please rise as you're able for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Join me in an opening prayer. Mother, Father, God, thank you for bringing us all together today to honor you, to honor each other, and to honor the people who have served in such a sacred way on behalf of you and every one of us. We send love, we send healing, we send respect, and we receive joy. We live in freedom. And so it is. Amen. Welcome. I'm so glad to be here today and that each one of you decided to spend the next hour here as well. We have the band. Oh, new here? No, I skipped that because I'm like, I don't know. Do we have someone new? I see familiar faces. Welcome back. And nice to see you. If you're new online, let us know. Call us or message us on Facebook. You can comment on the live stream, send us an email, check out our website, and click the contact us, and we'll make sure that you get your welcome gift.
All right. Thanks to Michael Trinefels and Nick Phillips for joining us on the stage today. We have an excellent piece of new music by Barbara McGillicuddy that she'll be sharing one of her original pieces. So thank you, Barbara, for being here today and special music. In the sound booth, we have Alex Dershka and Bob Knight. And also on Tibetan Bowl, we have Robert Buck, Sadie Perdomo on the platform, Barbara Russiel on meditation, and the Daily Word by Josh Knowles. So thank you for everyone for your help today.
Thank you. So we have some announcements. We're going to move through them a little quickly. So beginning with thank you to those who participated in the Gardening Day event yesterday. Michael, Janice, Dave, Judy, and me. Thank you. We love working here. Yeah, it's so beautiful out. November 15th, that's this Friday. Yeah, our Journey Within Sound Bath is happening 6:30 p.m. Join us for that. The Thanksgiving potluck is next Sunday, November 17th. There's a sign-up sheet back there. Check out what we are still missing for our Thanksgiving dinner. Also happening on Sunday is Maya Triandafils doing her senior solo recital in Orlando, and there will be a caravan. Check out the sign-up sheet in the hospitality area. There's also a new members class. I believe everyone here is a member, but if you are interested in benefiting from becoming a member of our organization, sign up for that class. You will not be disappointed. Barbara McGillicuddy has her album drop party happening on the 23rd. That's Saturday at 2 o'clock. That's going to be so much fun. She's also invited some special musical guests. You don't want to miss that. December 1st, we are doing Hanging of the Greens like we do every year. It is a great tradition here at our church. Please stay after service that Sunday and help us put up the Christmas tree. Unity Lunch with Friends happens every first Wednesday of the month at 2 p.m. at Village Inn. And hospitality volunteers, we do need still some people to come on and step on up and help us out in the hospitality area. Don't forget that we do live stream our service every Sunday, so if you miss a Sunday, check us out on YouTube and take a look at what we have there. Thank you. Also, check out our new website. Everything is there.
Good morning. This is my monthly communication with you all on how we're doing financially with our bank balance. So we just finished October and we're almost through the middle of November. Slow down, slow down. All right, so the beginning balance was quite healthy for a checking account, $6,391. The deposits for that month were $4,871. Our withdrawals were very close to what our deposits were, but they were a little bit under, which is always a good thing and makes me smile. $4,811. So our ending balance for October is $6,451, with a difference in excess of $60. So that's always a good thing, that we can meet our bills or even do better and have some left over. We do have a savings account, which is always good for emergencies. As you know, they do occur in life, $5,432. So take a look at our current liabilities. That line of credit, that makes me happy, it's zeroed out. And our EIDL loan, which is at 2.75% interest, is under $50,000. It's at $49,302. So we are doing well, and thank you all. Give yourself a hand for keeping the church going in a prosperous way. So with that in mind, we are doing well here. We had a hurricane, and we had minor things that occurred, maybe a few limbs down. We fared very well, and I'm so appreciative, and I feel blessed and gratitude. With that in mind, there are other Unity churches that are hurting. So Unity Worldwide Ministry is committed to supporting its ministries when impacted by disasters and other traumatic events, and to provide the means for others in the Unity movement to join with us in a collaborative manner to assist in the recovery process. So we don't have to do this, but we can do it. We can help out our other churches, sister churches that are have been affected greatly by Milton or Helene, Hurricane Milton and Helene. And if you do choose to do this, whatever you want to go towards the hurricane fund relief, please designate either on the envelope or somehow or another that that's what that your donation is going towards. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, this land was made for you and me. Let's go ahead and raise our voices in joy for this song. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can stand if you want to. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that riven highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, followed my footsteps to sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, while all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, as I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. Everybody! This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Say one more time. This land was made for you and me.
Maybe not yet. There we go. Yes. Please join me in reciting our vision and mission statement. Unity on the Space Coast celebrates a world of harmony, abundance, and divinity. We joyously express truth, inspiring transformation. And so it is. And our core values, I'll read the word and then we can say the affirmation together. Inclusiveness. We recognize the value and oneness of all beings. Compassion. We nurture all beings with kindness, love, and understanding. Gratitude. We appreciate all we have, give, and receive. Growth. We learn from the transformative adventures of life and healing. We embrace the journey of becoming vibrant, healthy, and whole. And so it is. With that, I give you the daily word in Spanish. Hoy es el 10 de noviembre de 2024 y la palabra diaria es libertad. La afirmación es: el Cristo en mí es mi fuente de libertad. La libertad es mi derecho espiritual innato. Vivo en libertad cuando expreso mis pensamientos, persigo mis sueños y me comporto con dignidad y respeto hacia mí mismo. Ejercer la libertad implica usar mis dones espirituales de comprensión, fe, amor y fortaleza para orientar mis decisiones y acciones. En este camino encuentro la verdadera libertad. Agradezco y honro a todos aquellos que han trabajado con valentía y dedicación para construir un mundo donde muchos pueden disfrutar de esta libertad genuina. En oración visualizo una comunidad humana en armonía donde se satisfacen las necesidades básicas de todos. Se respetan diferentes perspectivas y se celebra la expresión única de Dios en cada individuo. Hagan uso de su libertad, pero no la usen como pretexto para hacer lo malo, sino para servir a Dios. Es 1 Pedro 2:16. La palabra diaria es libertad y afirmamos: el Cristo en mí es mi fuente de libertad. Today, November 10th of 2024, your daily word is freedom. The affirmation is: the Christ within is my source of freedom. Freedom is my spiritual birthright. I live my freedom when I speak my mind, pursue my dreams, and live with dignity and self-respect. It means I am self-directed, and I use my spiritual gifts of understanding, faith, love, and strength to guide my decisions and actions. As I do, I feel free. I do what I can to support freedom for myself and others. I honor and give thanks for all those whose courage and dedication and service have helped build and sustain a world where all people can know true freedom. In prayer, I envision a harmonious human community that assures everyone's basic needs are met, respects differing viewpoints, and celebrates the unique expression of God that each person is. As servants of God, live as free people, yet do not use your freedom as a pretext for evil. That is 1 Peter 2:16, chapter 2, verse 16. So the daily word is freedom, and we affirm that Christ within is my source of freedom. And now a meditation.
Okay, I'd like you all to get comfortable in your seats. And I'd like you to become aware of your power of imagination. And what I'd like you to do is to breathe in deeply. And then as you breathe out, just let go of any tension and come into this moment right here, right now. And I'd like you to imagine yourself as a leaf clinging to a tree. And it's autumn, and the sky is clear and blue. And you know that it's time to let go. But that's hard. You just keep on clinging to that tree, and you watch your fellow leaves fall to the ground. They've let go, but still you cling. And then you hear the branch whispering to you, trust. Just let go and trust that the divine is always present. And as you do, you wait, and then you feel it's okay, and you let go. And as you fall, you feel the freedom of letting go. You feel the freedom to trust the divine, to make it good and okay. And as you fall, you twirl in the wind, and you experience the freedom of floating and knowing that the ground is there to receive you, to hold you. And you feel the warmth coming from the ground, and you feel the coolness of the breeze. And you know that you are okay, and that you are free. Free to trust in this glorious God, in this presence that is always with you. And you drift, knowing that there is a purpose to all of this, that you're not really drifting. You are floating in this divine presence. And when you reach the ground, you realize that you are safe, that the ground welcomes you, and that you are grounded in this earth, in the beauty of this world. And you are filled with gratitude. And you rest. Knowing that all will be well. And so it is. Amen.
One of the songs on my upcoming album, which is called The Divine Blues, because I did God songs and I did blues songs, and I had no idea how to bring them together, so we call it The Divine Blues. But one of them was actually written quite a while ago, and you'll recognize it because I've done it on other patriotic events, and it's powerful, and it speaks to those who, as veterans, came in gung-ho, ready to go, as you hear the music box start the song. And then as time went, it could be that they were taken from the planet in the service for our country. And some of them never even knew that they had crossed over. And this song is dedicated as a calling card, asking them to come home to God. It's called Come In From the Rain, Boys. Come in from the rain, boys. Just come and take rest. Come in from the rain, boys. You've given your best. Just give your souls a chance, boys, to learn and understand. Forgiveness may not come so sweet, boys, but God's here to help you stand. So come in from the rain, boys. You have all that you need. Come in from the rain, boys. It's time for you to leave. The Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the Spanish-American War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, ongoing skirmishes around the world for those who are lost. Come, take God's hand. Let God lead you home. Come in from the rain, boys. You have all that you need. There's no more time for the rain, boys. It's time for you to leave. Thank you. Thank you. It's really hard for me to take credit for writing these songs when I know absolutely they were written through me. This is my waking up to knowing that I am a medium. I move out the way, God and the angels talk. And half the time I have no idea what's coming out my mouth. But today, we are here to celebrate the amazing human spirit of a veteran. Those who made the choice to step up, step in, and protect everything that this country has that we hold dear. I want to know if I have veterans in the audience. Please raise your hand. Name, war, and rank, sir.
Captain William Andrew Ryan,
And you were in the,
Air Force,
okay, and what wars did you see, Captain Ryan?
Vietnam, lots of Vietnam.
To Vietnam. God bless you, sweet, sweet William, for your service in our country. We love you dearly. All right. Name, rank, and service branch.
Michael Flint, Captain, United States Army, Infantry, Vietnam.
Michael, God bless you, sir, for your service. Is there anyone else that I am not seeing, missing, or? Okay. So I am, who's pointing where at what? Okay, that's okay. What I'd like to do is, I was trying to get the idea, since I'm not a veteran and I certainly don't play one on TV, I wanted to bring forth the best possible information for those of us who don't walk this walk to watch what happens in the life of veterans from the beginning and then throughout. Now, if you're gonna tell me that this is a long video, I already know that, so you can save that for the end, but it's necessary, and I want you to pay very close attention to it because it really does bring it all home. Please, gentlemen.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And to bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. That I will obey. The orders of. The President of the United States. And the orders of. Those officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
we celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The timing of this holiday is quite deliberate in terms of historical fact. But somehow it always seems quite fitting to me that this day comes deep in autumn, when the colors are muted and the days seem to invite contemplation. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise, but most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. And all we can do is remember. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. In memory of those who gave the last full measure of devotion, may our efforts to achieve lasting peace gain strength. Let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their value, and borne by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
Yeah, please. So, Ronald Reagan kind of took some of my thunder. I was going to talk about how Veterans Day came to be, and of course, who knows what it was called first? Let's do that. I heard somebody. Armistice Day, yeah, it was dubbed Armistice Day in 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And in 1938, it finally became a legal holiday known as Armistice Day. Starting as the day commemorating the war to end all wars, Armistice Day was set aside to honor only the veterans of World War I. In other countries on November 11th, it was commemorated as the Remembrance Day. Now, in 1945, there was a World War veteran by the name of Raymond Weeks. And he was from Birmingham, Alabama. And he had the great idea to expand Armistice Day to celebrate all veterans. Weeks led the idea to then General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who supported the idea of a National Veterans Day. But But it didn't happen until 1954. It became officially known as Veterans Day under the then President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and to call in citizens everywhere to rededicate themselves to the cause of peace. Now, there's a lot of confusion from, John Q. Public sometimes with Veterans Day versus Memorial Day. And it's very, very poignant to the veterans, the difference, because on Veterans Day, we are honoring those who served and those who are still walking the planet. It is a remembrance and it is a celebration, I think, of the human spirit. Yeah. So, but for Memorial Day, that is when we honor those who died in the service of our country. And there's many different ways that can happen. I didn't know that the being in service went beyond the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Coast Guard, and it extended to like NOAA, the weather, and a couple of others. If I'd written that down, it wouldn't look so silly in this moment, but there are other branches of the government that are considered being in service. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, what kind of a person do you think it takes to be a soldier, an American soldier? Now, I can remember back in the day when my brother-in-law joined, and I was 8. I might have been 9. And he wound up being a helicopter pilot of the Chinooks, the double-bladed whirlybirds up there. But of course, he had to go through all of the training and that. And the only thing I remembered about Jeff joining the Army was I was so mad at him, I was never going to forgive him, because he took my sister and my niece away when he had to move away to go through these, to live in these different spots. But that's a tremendous sacrifice, not to mention the 3 times he was over in Korea and the 1 time he was in Honduras. So service is a lot of service. And I was looking at different aspects of what makes a veteran. And there's a couple of things that they can describe themselves. And I want to read that because it's important. Many veterans feel a strong sense of pride in having served their country. This can come from the training, discipline, and challenges they overcame during their service. That's pride and accomplishment, sure. Community and brotherhood. Veterans often develop deep bonds with their fellow service members, creating a sense of camaraderie and shared experience that can last a lifetime. Transitioning to civilian life. Oh, here's another aspect coming out. Adjusting to life after military service can be challenging. Veterans may face difficulties in finding employment, accessing health care, or reintegrating into society itself. Mental and physical health. Some veterans may deal with physical injuries or mental health issues such as PTSD, stemming from their service. Access to support and resources is crucial for their well-being. And now I'm going to take you on a little journey that I was taken on. I've been working as a medium and a kind of a spiritual guidance counselor. I don't even know what to call myself, doesn't matter. But when I got into quantum healing, there were many people who had many different aspects of ailments. And a lot of the things that were coming to me were soldiers with PTSD. And I'm like, God, this is over my head. I don't feel qualified. And I move myself out of the way, and God moves through. Now, this is a true thing that I walked through, and I couldn't understand it for the life of me when it was happening. But I was called to this veteran's house because he was just really having a hard time with survivor's guilt. And it had completely affected his life to where he was almost unable to function. And as I sat, thankfully I had brought one of my other healers with me, PJ. She's not here today, but she was with me at the time. Otherwise, I could sound like a stark raving lunatic, which I do half the time, but that's my life. So with PJ there, we started doing a prayer for this person, and as PJ prayed, it was so interesting. I don't know how in the world he did it, but he was able to take my awareness with his, and he popped us up on a hillside in Iraq. And it was like I was standing watching over his shoulder. And what happened to him, he was a sergeant. He was in charge of his whole platoon. And that platoon with the Humvees and all of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, there were 5 Humvees, okay? And as they were going, this person, who will remain nameless, was in the last Humvee overlooking all of his guys. And it was an all-out attack. All of these landmines started to go off on these Humvees being blown to bits. These rockets were coming from the side of the road from people they never saw. And that whole platoon, all of them, died, except for my client. My client. He says, Barbara, do you see? I said, I see. I don't know how you made me see, but I see. And the 3 of us sat at the table and just wept for the humanity of it. But then the message came through. Each person who chooses this life understands there is a possibility of giving the ultimate, which is our lives. And the way I was able to help bring him around was this. Survivor's guilt is not even a real thing, because guilt is something, ladies and gentlemen, that is an action taken like by me. If I was going to do something to feel guilty about, I would have to find something to do very mean, very intently, and to purposefully cause harm on another person. Then I could feel guilty, right? That would be guilt. But what happened to him was very regretful, because there was absolutely nothing you could do about it. Nothing. You got to stand there and watch this whole horrific thing happen to all of his friends. And it took several times around to raise him up, as I say in my tree, to his higher self, to where we could see that the big picture was that was what they were here to do for this lifetime. They opted to be in service, and that was their out date. Whether we believe in soul contracts, blueprints, or not, basically that's what it was. And the bottom line was that it wasn't his time. And I got him to come 180 degrees around saying, you know, you survived. You survived. It is up to you to represent your friends. It's up to you to live the best and highest possible life that you can in their loving memory. The best that you can. Nobody can take away what happened to you. And I don't know how he even lived through it because it was so awful to even watch. However, with the right focus, and that would be on God, we are able to do anything on this planet, right? There's nothing that we can't handle, that we can't do. Now, we're in the human condition, and sometimes we're going to fall down, and we're going to be sad, and all of these things are going to happen, but it's not meant for us to stay in that sad, in that mud puddle, so to speak. It's ours to allow our human condition to mourn and allow that emotion to roll off of us, not allow it to keep rolling back and rolling back and rolling back. This is where we get stuck, when we just keep reliving it and reliving it and reliving it. There comes a time where we have to stand up, and as hard as it is, hand it over to God. In the beginning of anything that I do, when I do the work that I'm doing, I start with God. There's no fooling around, because I can get myself into some pretty hairy situations, which I have in the past and have had to call for help. But since I wised up and I'm able to call God first and foremost, everything always works out one way or the other. Not necessarily the way that I think it would or should or could, but God's always got the big picture. And that's where our trust and our faith comes in. And that was just a powerful story that I wanted to share with everybody, because not everybody walked through that like he did, but there was an awful lot of taking young men from home and growing them up fast. And, you know, my dad was in World War II. By the grace of God, he was kind of like Radar O'Reilly, the mess sergeant. You know, so he never really saw too much action in the Philippines, but yet he served his time, and he was a veteran too. You know, it's almost as though, well, with the soul contracts and stuff, that we sign up for these things, and it's difficult to think about, but what is the greatest gift that we can give to a friend? Our lives. And I'm kind of going on Memorial Day here, but my point of being is the people, the veterans who are here, deserve every last bit of celebration, of honor, of accolades, and of love that we as individuals and this country can muster. Period. You know, we just had an election, and I'm going to go there for just a second. And not everybody was happy with that outcome. Some people were, some people weren't. But the point is, it's kind of like being in that mud puddle. Okay, it happened. And why don't we go ahead, get out of the mud puddle if it didn't go our way, and put our trust, our faith, and our hope back into God's hands. Why did we take it out in the first place? I don't know. Because we're in this human condition, and this is what we do. It's kind of like self-torture, isn't it? But remember, in all circumstances, if we just would put God first and in the middle, it always works out, doesn't it? You know, the people that I help sometimes, they're like, well, this and like that. And I'm like, well, what happened last time? Oh, well, it worked out okay. I said, well, then why in the world would God be dropping you on your head now? I mean, you know, you got to put a little humor in there, but yeah, why would God drop me on my head? Well, he wouldn't. He would not. So remember, no matter what situation you're in, God is everything. all things to all people. The power, the presence, the love, the light, and the more we remember to wake up and say, okay, here you go, God. See, my problem was I'm a little bit of a type A personality, and I had to drive. I didn't want anybody driving but me. But every time I drove myself into troubles. So finally, all right, God, I get it. I'm going to pull the bus over, and you get to drive from now on. Everything started coming together so beautifully. When I let go, literally let go of what I thought the outcome should be, then the outcome became 25 times bigger because I wasn't so focused on one little area and missing the rest of it. Right? So yay. Anyhow, I'm kind of off on a tangent there, but the point being, we are all children of the divine. As my favorite mentor would say, we're sparks of the divine sparkler. We're all light beings. And in the end, we all go back to being light beings. And let's see. I want to do this. We're getting close to the end here, and I'm going to be doing a song, so if the band wants to set up, we'll be doing our next song here real shortly. So each year at 11 a.m., a color guard, this is on Veterans Day, a color guard made up of each branch of the military renders honor to America's war dead at Arlington National Cemetery at the tomb of the unknown soldier. As the flowers are laid, taps, echoes across the grounds overlooking the Potomac River. On the tomb itself are these words: "Here rests in honored glory an American soldier, known but to God." And this song really brings home what it is to be an American soldier. It was by Toby Keith, called "An American Soldier." I'm just trying to be a mother, raise a daughter and a son, be a lover to their father, everything to everyone, up and Adam, bright and early. I'm all business in my suit, yeah, I'm dressed for success, from my head down to my boots. I don't do it for the money. There are bills that I can't pay. I don't do it for the glory. I just do it anyway. Providing for our futures is my responsibility. Yeah, I'm real good under pressure, being all that I can be. And I can't call in sick on Monday when the weekend's been too strong. I just work straight through the holidays, sometimes all night long. And you can bet that I stand ready when the wolf growls at the door. Hey, I'm solid. Hey, I'm steady. Hey, I'm true down to the core. And I will always do my duty, no matter what the up the cost. I know the sacrifice, and I don't want to die for you, but if dying's asked of me, I'll bear that cross with honor, 'cause freedom won't come free. I'm an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, sleep in peace tonight. American soldier, yeah, an American soldier. Yes, an American soldier, an American. Beside my brothers and my sisters, I will proudly take a stand. When liberty's in jeopardy, I will always do what's right. I'm out here on the front lines, so sleep in peace tonight. An American soldier. I'm an American. An American. An American soldier. I thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I thank Unity on the Space Coast for allowing me to always come and do the patriotic messages. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much.
We appreciate you, Barbara. Thank you for doing those messages for us. And this is a time in our service where we celebrate our prosperity and amplify our prosperity consciousness. We'll have the ushers come forward. There's a white envelope in the backs of the seats that you can use there for your tithe and your offering. Those of you online, please visit our website and click on the donate button to give your gift today. So as we hold these offerings in our mind's eye or near our hearts, we will repeat this prosperity affirmation together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And so it is. I do have a quick reminder for the Hurricane Disaster Relief Fund. If you designate your gift to that, we will make sure that that makes its way to its rightful place. And we thank you for joining us in these efforts.
If tomorrow always will come, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family in my life. You know, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they will not take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's a pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I am proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. You're welcome. You're welcome.
And in this proud moment, let us hold the vision of this community, of this organization, that we remain firm, that we remain standing in this pride and in this respect and in this love. We are unity. That is the name of this organization. That is the name that we carry proudly in this town, in this city, in this state, in this country. We are filled with joy. And this building is filled with all of these same things. May people find their way home. May it be here. May it be online. But we will continue to be a presence in this community. And so it is. So for more than 130 years, affirmative prayer has been key to Unity's mission. We will pray over your request here. Then we send it to Silent Unity, where they pray over your request 24 hours a day for 30 days. There's the blue slip in the seat pockets there that you can fill out and then place in the prayer box at the back of the sanctuary. We also have Barb Rushell, who is our prayer chaplain and our spiritual director. Connect with her after the service today for some one-on-one prayer or to schedule an appointment with her in the prayer place. You can also call us, email us. On our website, there is a contact us button at the top of the page where you can request prayer as well, and it will go directly to our prayer chaplain. And our website is unityonthespacecoast.org, O-R-G. Next week, what do we have? We have a lot happening next week, actually. Please check out our bulletin board. It's the very first thing on the right in the hallway there for all of the details of these things that are happening in the next couple of Sundays. So Deanne Miller, Reverend Deanne Miller, will be speaking next Sunday, and her message is, the main thing is always the main thing. So come check that out. And do we have anything else for next week? Well, check out the announcements. They are in the hospitality area as well. So let us sing our song of peace.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family our peace. Let us walk with our family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
For protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen and yea, God. And our affirmation to carry us on through the rest of the week together. The Christ within is my source of freedom. And so it is. Be well.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that light to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA.